All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. So today we're diving into something pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Someone's dream of opening up a restaurant
Ooh, nice.
in Doha. And you sent us a blog post
Awesome.
outlining some of the steps to take. That's perfect.
Great.
So we're going to use that, but we're also going to, branch out a little bit.
Of course. Yeah.
And think about some things that maybe aren't covered in there or kind of go a little deeper.
For sure.
So get ready for a little crash course in Doha's dining scene.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because it's way more diverse than you might think.
It really is. People have this idea that it's just like this luxury,
Right.
fine dining.
Fancy dates.
Yeah, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's much more than that.
Right. Yeah, the blog post touched on that.
Yeah.
Talking about the city's multicultural influences.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
how does that actually translate into the types of restaurants that are, actually doing well there?
I mean, just imagine Doha, like a culinary crossroads, right? You have your traditional Qatari cuisine,
Okay.
but also strong Lebanese, Indian, Southeast Asian influences.
Oh, wow.
And then you can't forget about the huge expat community, right?
That's right.
Which brings in everything from like American-style steakhouses to those cozy Italian trattorias.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool? Fast casual concept.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they're getting super popular there, especially with that younger crowd, they're always on the go.
Right, right.
So, yeah, there's just this amazing mix.
Yeah. That's really encouraging, I think.
It is.
For somebody who's just starting out. Because you might think, oh, it's just like the highest end.
Exactly.
But it's not just about catering to that market. There's niches to be filled.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that you're seeing all these new trends pop up, reshaping the entire dining scene, like plant-based dining.
Okay.
It's huge in Doha now.
Yeah.
And it's not just a trend. There's this growing awareness of health and sustainability. And that's why you see more vegan and vegetarian restaurants opening up, places like Evergreen Organics. And even those traditional spots are adding plant-based options to their menus.
Interesting. So it's really like they care about where their food's coming from.
Yeah.
It's not just about the food itself. It's like the whole...
That whole experience.
Yeah, whole picture.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fascinating. So someone comes in, they have this idea, maybe they're from somewhere else. They're like, okay, Doha, great. How do you even navigate that?
Yeah.
Because it is so diverse.
It is. Well, I think the first thing is having a clear vision for your concept.
Okay.
Like, who are you trying to attract? What kind of experience are you aiming to create? Once you've got those answers figured out, you can start mapping out where you fit within that market.
Makes sense. Okay, well, let's get down to brass tacks here.
Yeah.
Money matters.
Yeah.
Opening a restaurant anywhere is a huge financial thing. But I imagine Doha adds, another layer of complexity to that.
Oh, it definitely does. You're looking at rent in prime locations.
Yeah.
Especially spots like the Pearl or West Bay. Those can be super steep.
Mm.
And then you've got equipment, staffing, and, all the legalities of setting up shop in Qatar.
Right. Yeah, and the blog post actually mentioned that.
It did.
About, government programs, stuff to, support entrepreneurs.
Oh, for sure.
Is that something that's actually worth, looking into?
Absolutely. The Qatari government really gets how important a thriving food scene is, and they've got initiatives to support it.
Okay.
Like the Qatar Development Bank. They provide financial assistance and guidance to SMEs, and that includes restaurants.
Okay.
They actually have programs specifically designed to boost entrepreneurship and help diversify the economy.
So there's help out there.
There is.
Even though you might think, oh my gosh, how am I going to,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, there are hurdles, there's no question. But if you do your homework and come in with a solid business plan, there's support. It's there.
Totally. Okay, so we're talking about funding. There's one other thing I thought of when I was reading this, crowdfunding. Have you ever heard of that, in the context of Doha?
It's definitely more of an emerging concept in the region.
Cool.
It's not as common as you might see in other places, but it's an option, especially for certain types of restaurants. Like if you have a really unique selling proposition or you're very focused on community.
Right.
It's a way to test the waters, generate buzz, and potentially get funding from people who really connect with your idea.
And I guess culturally, is that something, it seems like in some cultures,
Yeah.
being private about your business is
Yeah.
kind of the norm, but
It's true, but it's evolving, It's a chance to build a community around your brand even before you open.
okay. So it's not just about getting the money.
Right.
It's about getting people excited about
Absolutely.
what you're going to be doing.
Exactly. It starts building that excitement early on. And that's something you can do regardless of how you're funding things. Networking, building relationships, getting your name out there, all essential.
Okay. So we've got the dream. We've got maybe some funding.
Okay.
We're getting the word out there.
Yep.
But before we can picture, like, the packed dining room and everything, there's permits and regulations.
Ah, yes.
I mean, Qatar has kind of a reputation
It does.
for being pretty strict. Is that true?
It's true that they have high standards, especially when it comes to food safety and hygiene.
Okay.
But I think instead of seeing it as a hurdle, think of it more as a framework that protects you and your customers.
Okay. So you're in good hands.
You are.
As long as you follow the rules, basically.
Exactly. It's about peace of mind, knowing that you're operating within a system that really values quality and safety.
And I guess for people who, maybe aren't familiar with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like a lot, but.
It can, but there are resources to help you navigate it.
Okay.
The blog post mentioned needing Qatari nationals on staff, right?
Right.
That's part of their nationalization policy. But it's not just checking a box.
Okay.
It's a genuine chance to connect with the local community and bring that cultural exchange into your business.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
It
It's
is,
following the rules, but you're also, contributing
exactly.
in a broader sense.
Exactly.
But honestly, trying to do all of this yourself,
Oh my God.
like if you're new to this,
Yeah.
it seems like a recipe for disaster.
It can be, you're right. And that's where local expertise really comes in. Having a consultant who knows the ins and outs of the system
Yeah.
can save you so much time and headache.
Okay.
They can help you with licenses, permits, and make sure you're ticking all the boxes. It lets you focus on what you do best, creating a fantastic dining experience.
Right. So that's another investment, but probably a worthwhile one.
Absolutely. Especially if you're new to the Doha business world.
Okay. Food, we got that funding. We kind of got that.
Check.
Okay. Now we got to figure out where this is all going down.
Location.
That's right. And I mean, Doha is a really interesting mix of neighborhoods.
It is. It's like each one has its own personality.
Yeah.
You've got the Pearl, known for its luxury and those waterfront views. West Bay, the bustling business district.
Right.
And then you have those more traditional areas like Souk Waqif.
Oh, cool.
Each one with a different vibe, catering to different people.
Yeah. And I mean, the blog post did mention the Pearl and West Bay as like potential places.
Yeah.
They definitely have that seen and be seen appeal.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm curious about going a little off the beaten path.
I love that.
Are there like lesser known neighborhoods that, you could really...
I think so. It
Yeah.
really boils down to your concept and who you're targeting.
Yeah.
If you're thinking family friendly, a residential area might make more sense than a high-end shopping district, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe you're drawn to the authenticity of a place like Souk Waqif. You can tap into a totally different energy and clientele there.
So you really have to think about who you're trying to.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your concept and the character of the neighborhood align.
Yep, they match.
Yeah. And remember, even within these broad categories, there are nuances. Like, take the Pearl. It might seem like the obvious choice for fine dining, but it's also got a growing number of casual and family-friendly spots. It's all about those micro markets.
Okay. And even within those micro markets, maybe even like a specific block or whatever.
Totally.
What about parking?
Oh, parking. That's huge.
Huge.
Doha is car-centric.
Right.
If you underestimate parking, it doesn't matter how good your food is, people just won't come if they can't park.
Yeah. You got to make it easy.
Exactly. It's not just about being visible.
Yeah.
It's about being accessible.
Absolutely. All right. So we've got the permits.
Okay.
We've got the location.
Yeah.
We figured out where we're going to park.
All right.
Now comes the fun part.
The good stuff.
The food.
The food.
And getting people excited to eat it.
Exactly.
So what are some of the things that we should be thinking about when we think about,
Okay.
the menu, the marketing?
Well, one thing that really stood out in the blog post was the emphasis on digital marketing.
Okay.
Doha is super connected.
Yeah.
Online platforms are massive for how people discover and engage with restaurants. Having a strong online presence is non-negotiable.
It makes sense
It does.
in a city like that. That's so tech savvy, global,
Yeah. Yeah.
connected. Okay, so that's marketing.
Yeah.
What about the menu itself? What are some things that you've seen work?
Well, diversity is key. You need options for different tastes and dietary needs. all while staying true to your concept and showing off your culinary skills.
Okay.
The blog post mentioned traditional Qatari dishes being popular, but there's also a demand for those international flavors.
Right.
Asian, European, American, you name it.
Okay, so it's like finding that balance between what people expect and like bringing something new.
Absolutely. One way to stand out in that crowded market is to specialize.
Okay.
Whether it's a specific cuisine, a dietary focus like vegan or gluten-free, or just a unique concept that sets you apart.
Yeah. And I noticed the blog post talked about local food bloggers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how important are they in Doha?
They're major players.
Really?
Food bloggers and influencers have a huge impact on what people choose to eat in Doha.
Interesting.
They're seen as trusted sources.
Okay.
Building relationships with them is a smart move, marketing-wise.
So it's not just about, like, the pictures.
Right.
It's about engaging with those people.
Exactly. They can be your champions, spreading the word, and helping you reach a wider audience. And remember, your menu needs to be as Instagrammable as your restaurant.
So everything has to be beautiful.
It's all about that cohesive brand experience, the food, the vibe, your online presence.
Yeah. It all has to...
It all ties together.
It does. All right. Well, that's a great starting point.
It is.
You know, we've laid the groundwork.
We have.
Now it's time to, like, step inside that restaurant and imagine what it's going to look like.
Absolutely. Let's get to the design.
Let's do it.
I'm excited for this part.
Me too.
Welcome back. You ready to dive into the design?
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm picturing, like, those restaurant makeover shows.
Oh, yeah.
Where they, like, dramatically unveil the...
A big reveal.
Yeah, the transformed space. But in our case,
right,
we're giving you the tools to actually create that transformation yourself.
Exactly.
So where do we even begin?
Well, the blog post you shared, it's a good starting point. It really emphasizes design.
Okay.
And it's right to do so. But it's not just about how it looks.
Right.
In Doha, dining's a social experience.
Oh, yeah.
Your design needs to reflect your brand, create the right atmosphere, and function perfectly.
Okay. So it's more than just picking out pretty furniture.
It is.
We're talking about optimizing the space.
Absolutely. Making sure it flows well for customers and staff.
And that includes the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen. Absolutely. That's where it all starts.
All right. So what are some things we should be thinking about when we think about designing a kitchen?
Okay. Well, think about the kind of food you'll be serving. A traditional Qatari kitchen might need different equipment than, say, a modern European one.
Oh, that's true.
And then there's the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Doha's climate can be intense.
You can.
So ventilation and temperature control in the kitchen are non-negotiable.
Doha heat is no joke. I'm sweating just thinking about it.
Serious business.
Okay. So we've got this hot kitchen.
Yeah.
We're cooking up amazing food.
Right.
But now people have to come in and actually enjoy it.
The dining area?
Yeah. What are some design trends you've seen in Doha that, like, work well?
Well, there's this real appreciation for mixing modern and traditional elements.
Okay.
You might see sleek, minimalist furniture paired with those intricate Arabic patterns or local materials like wood and stone.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is, and there's this growing focus on sustainability, too. Restaurants are using natural elements and energy-efficient designs.
I love that. So it feels contemporary, but it's also rooted in the local culture.
Exactly.
Okay. What about lighting?
Oh, lighting is crucial.
Right.
It sets the whole mood.
It does.
You might use soft, warm lighting for a fine dining experience,
Right.
while a more casual spot might go for brighter, more energetic lighting and natural light.
Oh, yeah.
It's precious in Doha.
Yes.
If you can get it, use it. It creates this feeling of openness and connection to the outdoors.
Natural light's always a win.
It is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bathed in this beautiful light.
Okay.
We're feeling good.
Yeah.
But now we got to sit down.
Seating comfort is key.
Yeah. Especially in Doha, I feel like dining's an experience.
It is. It's leisurely.
You're not rushing through it.
Exactly. So invest in comfy chairs.
Okay.
Think about different seating options for different groups.
Right.
You could have those intimate booths for couples, communal tables for bigger groups, or even outdoor seating if you have the space.
Oh, yeah. I can picture it like those breezy evenings.
Yeah.
Enjoying amazing food under the stars.
Exactly.
But let's not forget about accessibility. We want everyone to feel welcome.
You're absolutely right. Accessibility is so important. Make sure you have ramps for wheelchair access, clear pathways, accessible restrooms.
Okay.
And think about things like menus in Braille or having staff who are trained in sign language.
Oh, wow.
It's about creating a space where everyone feels included and comfortable.
It's those little things that really make a difference.
They do.
Okay. So Our design is amazing. We've thought about the flow, the seating, the lighting.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the ingredients.
The food.
Yeah, the actual food. The blog post talked about supplier relationships.
It did.
How important is that in Doha?
Consistency and quality are everything. You need reliable suppliers who can give you those fresh, high-quality ingredients consistently.
Okay.
And in Doha, there are so many restaurants.
Oh, many.
The competition for the best suppliers can be tough.
So how do you even find them?
It's like a culinary treasure hunt. Start by networking. Talk to other restaurant owners, go to industry events, use your local connections, and do your research.
Okay.
There are online directories and industry publications that list suppliers in Doha.
So it's a little bit of old school.
It is.
And new school.
Exactly.
Okay. So you found some potential suppliers.
Okay.
How do you actually build that relationship?
Well, don't be afraid to negotiate.
Okay.
Communicate your needs, your expectations, and your dedication to quality.
Right.
And remember, it's a two-way street. Treat your suppliers well, pay your invoices on time, and build that trust.
It's a partnership.
It is.
Okay. So we've got our dream team of suppliers.
Okay.
Our design is coming together.
Looks good.
Yeah. I'm sensing a grand opening.
I'm excited.
Me too. What are some steps to make sure that launch is a success?
Planning and preparation are key.
Okay.
The blog post mentioned a soft opening or a trial run.
Oh, yeah.
That's your chance to test everything out, get feedback from a smaller group, and fine-tune before the big day.
So it's like a dress rehearsal, but with food.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done the soft opening.
Yeah.
What else should we be thinking about as we get closer to that big day?
Marketing. Get the word out there. Use your social media. Talk to food bloggers and influencers. Create a buzz.
Okay.
And don't underestimate word of mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Tell your friends, your family, your network about your new venture.
I'm already telling everyone.
Perfect.
Okay. So great opening day is here.
The big day.
What are some last-minute things we got to check?
Make sure your restaurant is spotless.
Okay.
From the kitchen to the dining room. Double-check your menus, your reservation system, your payment processing.
Oh, yeah?
And most importantly, make sure your staff is ready to deliver amazing customer service.
Because first impressions are everything.
They are. You want people leaving that grand opening already planning their next visit.
Okay. So the food is amazing.
Yeah.
The service is amazing.
Check.
The atmosphere is amazing.
Check.
But who's actually doing all of this?
The team. The heart of your restaurant.
Exactly. Okay. So we're back. And now it's time to talk about the people who are actually going to make this restaurant come to life.
The team, yeah.
The team. You know, we've talked about the design, the food, the location, but now it's all about the human element, the people.
Right, the people who bring the vision to life.
And the people you're trying to, impress and make happy.
Absolutely. It's interesting, the blog post really highlighted this. It's not just about filling positions.
Whoa.
It's about finding individuals who really understand and embody your restaurant's vision.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially in Doha, where those service expectations can be, quite high.
Yeah.
Your staff really becomes an extension of your brand.
So you're not just hiring, you're like assembling this team.
You are.
Of culinary ambassadors.
Exactly.
Okay, so where do we even begin with that?
Well, you've got to start with those key players.
Okay.
You need a head chef who not only cooks amazing food, but can lead and inspire a team. Someone who gets the Doha dining scene and can adapt to all those diverse palates.
It's like finding a captain.
It is, yeah.
For your culinary ship.
Exactly.
Steering the course, keeping everyone on track.
Especially in that hot kitchen, right?
Yeah, and that heat. Okay, so we've got the head chef.
Okay.
Who else is in the kitchen?
Well, you need that strong support system for your head chef.
Okay.
Sous chefs, line cooks, pastry chefs if you're doing desserts.
Right.
Each one with their own specialty.
Okay.
And then don't forget about the unsung heroes.
Okay.
The ones behind the scenes who keep everything running.
Right.
Dishwashers, prep cooks, expediters, they're all crucial.
They're the backbone.
Absolutely. It's a whole symphony of culinary talent.
I like that. Okay, so that's the back of house.
Yeah.
But what about the front? The people interacting with the diners.
Front of house is key, yeah. You'll want staff who are not only friendly and efficient,
Right.
but also culturally sensitive and adaptable.
Oh, that's important.
Doha is such a mix of cultures. Your team needs to be comfortable interacting with people from all walks of life.
Right. Yeah.
And language skills are a huge plus.
Okay.
Arabic is a must, of course, but English, French, other languages are valuable in a city as diverse as Doha.
So it's about way more than just taking orders.
It is.
And, bringing food.
It's about creating that welcoming, inclusive atmosphere where everyone feels comfortable.
Comfortable and respected.
Exactly.
Right.
The blog post actually talked about having a service standard.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, guidelines for how your staff interacts with customers at every point.
Makes sense.
It's about consistency, professionalism, going above and beyond.
It's like giving them the playbook.
Exactly.
For how to, create that experience.
Exactly.
Okay, but, you can give people all the training in the world.
Yeah.
But if they're not motivated.
Right. That's where that positive work culture comes in.
Yeah.
The blog post highlighted open communication, fair pay, and opportunities for growth. Recognize and reward hard work. Encourage teamwork. Make your staff feel valued.
Yeah.
A happy team means happy customers.
It's like that, energy just flows out.
Exact.
Okay, so we've got our dream team.
Right.
We've figured out the market, the funding, the location, the design, the suppliers, everything.
We've covered a lot.
If you could give one piece of advice.
One piece of advice.
To somebody who's about to embark on this journey.
It's actually something from the blog post.
Okay.
Your customers deserve the best.
Yeah.
But in Doha, that takes on a whole new meaning. It's about understanding the culture, respecting the traditions, blending those international influences seamlessly.
Right.
It's about exceptional food and service, yes, but also creating an experience that truly resonates with the heart of the city.
Wow. Okay, well, we've covered a lot in this deep dive.
We have.
Market trends, regulations, design, staffing, everything.
Pretty much.
But I think the main takeaway is that opening a restaurant in Doha is a challenge.
It is.
But it's also incredibly rewarding.
It is, yeah.
It takes passion, it takes creativity, and a real commitment to, doing things well.
Absolutely. And never forgetting that at the heart of it all is the people.
Yeah.
The ones you serve and the ones who help you bring your vision to life.
That's right. So to our aspiring Doha restaurateur, go for it.
Good luck.
Chase that dream.
We're rooting for you.
We're rooting for you. And until next time, happy cooking.
Happy cooking, everyone.